with coverage you can count on. This is the Erie News NOWCAST.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm Mark Saul today. Thanks for jumping on Facebook Live as we get you a check of some of the stories we're following on this primary election Tuesday. Yeah, voters heading to the polls all across Pennsylvania at this hour. They're being asked to wear face masks at the polls, but what if you don't have one when you show up to vote today? Erie News Now's Molly Samora reports.
Rather have you fall on the side of being a little extra careful on election day, and so that's our position, and we're hopeful that people will respect that, respect their neighbors, and wear face masks when they vote.
Erie County Clerk of Elections Doug Smith tells me they're encouraging everyone to wear a face mask when going to cast their ballot today. Smith tells me he hopes today's primary elections get higher turnout than normal, as there are so many very important races to vote on.
You've got the mayor of the city of Erie, city of Corey, you've got the county executive, and you have your local leadership and townships and boroughs. These are all important positions in terms of taxes, revenue, how your city, how your municipality is run. I can't think of too many more important things.
In Erie County, Smith informs me over 17,000 mail-in ballots were sent out, and 7,500 still need to be turned in by tonight at 8 p.m. I asked Smith, will you still be able to vote if you don't wear a face mask?
Not going to prevent anyone from voting if they don't wear a mask. In the end, the act of voting is the driving force of Election Day, and it certainly holds sway in a legal way. So there isn't going to be any attempt to stop someone from voting without a mask. But we're just asking people to do it voluntarily.
So there you go. Melissa Moore reporting there. Masks not required, but they are certainly asking the folks wear one today. And as you heard Doug Smith mention, from local school boards to township supervisors, there's really a ton of races on the primary ballot today that can really impact you, where you live. Erie Mayor Joe Schember, he is seeking his second term at City Hall, says that a big accomplishment from his first term in office was shoring up the city's financial picture. A local businessman, Tom Spagel, is taking on Schember in that Democratic primary. He's currently on the Erie School Board, says he's just not convinced that Erie's financial troubles are over. He thinks the city needs stronger leadership. There's a third candidate in today's primary, Sydney Zimmerman. She works for a local nonprofit, says she's running for mayor of Erie because she believes all voices need to be heard when major decisions about Erie's future are made. In Crawford County, we've got two people vying for mayor of Meadville this Tuesday. Incumbent Democrat Leroy Stearns seeking a second term. He's actually been in city government in Meadville for more than 20 years. Political newcomer Jamie Kinder is in the running against Stearns. The Meadville businesswoman says she decided to run for Meadville mayor after the city council there voted down a pandemic task force last year, one that would have addressed the needs of business owners. In Warren, two candidates running unopposed in that city's mayoral election. Corey voters are also casting their ballots for mayor today. And Erie County voters have three options when it comes to sheriff. Republican Brian Shank currently serves on Erie County Council. Democrats Chris Campanelli and Anthony Sanfilippo both work for the sheriff's office right now. And all three men say they hope to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community if they're elected.
Training that we received 20 years ago when I first started isn't the same training that you need nowadays. We need diversity training, and we need sensitivity type training.
We need to reach out to these children, start them young, realizing that the police are not their enemy, law enforcement's their friend. They should be able to step right up to us and say, excuse me, I need your help. The answer should be, what can I do for you?
That bridge of communication needs to be reconnected so the people of Erie County know what the Sheriff's Department does.
Current Erie County Sheriff John Loomis announced last year he would not be running for re-election. And some important ballot questions for voters to answer today. The list includes a proposed constitutional amendment that would reduce the governor's executive powers here in Pennsylvania, limiting those emergency declarations to a 21-day time frame. The state legislature would then have to decide if that declaration could be extended.
I think that this reflects some of legislatures trying to take back some of that power that can be unilaterally implemented from governors. And I think this is probably the first salvo that we've seen. I think Pennsylvania is out ahead of the curve here, and I think we'll see it in other states as well.
Well, that question wound up on today's ballot after Governor Wolf's executive actions during the pandemic proved pretty unpopular among a lot of Pennsylvania business owners. And a reminder, the polls across Pennsylvania open until 8 o'clock tonight, and you can count on Erie News Now for complete election coverage starting at 5 o'clock this evening, and then once the polls close at 8 o'clock, look for those election numbers all night long on air and online. Meteorologist David Walters got that first warning forecast, and I think today the only impact the weather could have is maybe you get so distracted by it being so nice that you forget to go cast your vote.
Yeah, it's really, really nice out there. We're going summer-like, though, as we look ahead over the next couple of days. Right now, sitting at 72 degrees, just a light wind from the north. That is the lake breeze starting to blow on in, and you can see down by the lake and down by the bay. An awesome scene out there by the Bicentennial Tower and Dobbins Landing with our Oliver's rooftop cam. Temperatures 60s, upper 60s in Waterford, almost 70 in Meadville. You can see that 68 in Bradford. Bradford usually has the greatest range of temperature during the day. They start off the coolest, but a lot of times during the afternoon, the mountainous areas can get a little bit warmer than the lake shore. Again, not feeling the influence of that lake breeze. And right now you can see how winds are coming in from the north. They're very, very light overall, but for many areas south of 90, we have a bit of a southerly breeze, and we've got plenty of sunshine out there, and we're expecting more of that sunshine and building heat as we look ahead over the next couple of days. Let me hop back there really quick. I kicked it through too quickly. Wait for it. All right, apparently I messed up on that one. All right, we got dry conditions across the area. It was going to say building heat coming up, but we've also got the dry weather as well. Our drought monitor, this is something we are certainly monitoring as we look ahead. It's kind of unofficially growing season since the forecast is going to be so warm over the next couple of days. But the water bill may start to go up, as I know the garden hoses will be working. You can see Futurecast as we go through today. It is nice and quiet, a little scattering of clouds as we get into the afternoon over there towards the mountains. And you can start to see some of those high clouds. They start to drift on in for your Wednesday. But in general, we'll still get enough sunshine to come on through. Temperatures a bit warmer than today. We're actually getting into the 80s. Here's zone outlook for today. We are expecting temperatures to warm their way up into the middle and upper 70s. Lake breeze may cap us off in the middle 70s, but I think places like Meadville, Conneaut Lake towards Cockerington, we're working into the upper 70s for this afternoon, and it's looking to be a very, very nice day out there in Warren County with more of that sunshine. We're talking about the summertime heat actually sticking around for a few days. We'll get to that 7-day in just a minute.
That could drive you down to the beach. And Erie News Now is actually celebrating Presque Isle State Park's 100th anniversary during this month of May. We're doing it with a series of special reports on the peninsula and its history. Meantime, park leaders, they're marking that 100th birthday, so to speak, with a special exhibit. And they unveiled it down at the Tom Ridge Environmental Center on Monday. This new exhibit open to the public up on the second floor of the Trek, and it'll stay there through August 23rd. It features 100 years worth of Presque Isle newspaper articles, pictures, and submissions from the public, basically all telling the century-long story of the park.
And really, the hard part wasn't coming up with material. The hard part was trying to decide what material to highlight. One thing that we were able to do was reach out to the public and ask for people to go through their attics, look through their photo books, send us pictures that we have never seen before of people enjoying the peninsula, and we got a wonderful response.
And we're going to give you an up-close look at how people have been enjoying the peninsula for 100 years. It's a full hour-long special. Presque Isle, a centennial celebration, airs next Friday, May 28th at 7 p.m. right here on WICU 12. And David's got that forecast, as I mentioned a minute ago. It's probably going to drive some folks down to the water.
Oh, I think so. And here are your weather words for today. Building heat coming up this week. There we go. Fixed it for you. And as we look over the next couple of days, you can see that the forecast is heading into the middle 80s as we get towards Friday. Maybe an isolated shower or storm during the afternoon on Thursday, getting into more of that pop-up activity with those warmer temperatures. And we'll watch high pressure kind of breaks down a little bit, may allow for some weak systems to come on down from the northwest, and even though they may be on the weaker scale, we'll have to watch out for heavy rain, some gusty winds. But right now, we're going to keep those rain chances in check for the time being. Just make sure that you do check back to your first warning weather team. We've always got the updates, and temperatures not really cooling down much into next week, still into the upper 70s. So we've kind of flipped the switch right on into that summer-like heat.
Thank you, David. Don't forget our election coverage. It gets going at 5 o'clock tonight on Erie News Now, and then really ramps up at 8 p.m. once those polls close and the numbers start to come in. We do have 30 minutes of news headed your way at noon on WSEE. I'm Mark Saul today. We'll see you back here first thing tomorrow morning for Erie News Now Sunrise.